Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercrest, and welcome back to Let's Play the Days Before Christmas. In the last episode, we took on the third boss, which was some rat that we had to take care of with a weight. And we also flew over the USA, and we saw Rocket Dog. I know those other two things are kind of important, but remember, we saw Rocket Dog. And before I ended the video last time, a penguin showed up just when I started the stage, and I had to take care of him immediately. So in case you missed the ending to the last video, be sure to do that first. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take on this level here. And the ice cubes are back here too. Also, I'm going to jump here because I want to show off the background here, because you don't get to see it at all here. This is a very, very easy level. You can easily breeze your way to the right here. Go up this hill, take on a few ice cubes and snowmans, and once you drop down here, goal. The intro was longer than the stage. It was twice as long as the stage. I don't understand. At this point, the game gets really, really easy. Deep down is no exception to this role. We do get to go into another underground cave, and it's nice to see this area and hear the music here again. But this one's just as short and just as easy. And when you get down here, you definitely want to take care of the penguins before they get rid of you. Definitely want to avoid bombs too. And the owls here show up again, and instead of flying around in circles, they actually fly back and forth in straight lines, which is a bit of a curveball, but not much of one. And we got the firepower just by going all the way to the right there. Now if we get on this, I don't know why that happened. Apparently that always happens when I duck straight down and the thing scrolls up when I try to jump. But if you try to get on that platform, it'll take you up there. And I want to get up there because I want to get the hit point that's up here, which is definitely needed. And there's nothing up here. Now, I know that owl's going to come back, and I'm going to stomp on him. You want to go right on this cloud, so that way you can rescue this reindeer? You don't need to, but it'll definitely give you some points. And, there's another platform that you'll have to reach. That's not the one, or is it? No, that's not the one. That's the one. But we're going to have to take care of this penguin first, and then wait for this thing to come back so we can go to an otherwise unreachable platform. Alright, here we go. It is right there. You can actually jump to that, believe it or not. And that replenishes the hit we just lost from trying to hit that owl. And, yeah, we're back to where we were, so at least we can't run into any rogue spikes this time. And we're not that far away from the end. I do want to go to the left first so I can try to get everything that I can. There's a penguin there. And in this box to the left here is an ice cube. But you probably won't be able to get the gift box here. As a matter of fact, it just got stuck in the wall like that, which is pretty annoying. And there is the goal. So far, so good. Now it is time for level 21, the creepy basement. We are in yet another bonus basement area. Thankfully, this is much easier than Flooded Basement. I can't say how much easier the later areas, especially the end of the game, are kind of not that much harder from the earlier sections. I can't really say that enough. As usual, you got the usual basement area sections here. Don't even bother looking down. There is a place you can drop down to. Same here. And if you take these platforms, I believe you can get an extra hit point. Better than nothing. You also want to drop all the way down so you can get this continue point here. And then you can go on your merry way. And there's a bomb. At least there are stairs here. Again, you don't want to rush it even though this is quite the easy stage. Because you never know what you might run into, especially from some of these boxes. Like this Jack-in-the-Box and the electric guy that we just killed earlier. And I believe there's a pit down there that you don't want to fall in. And this is interesting. What is in here? Probably another hit point, judging from the sound that I got from hitting that. But if you go to the upper pass from here, you'll get a continue point, but you'll also get another elf. You have to go down in order to continue. And once you go down here, you better start running to the right, because the basement will start flooding again. But if you keep running to the right and mashing the Y button to attack all the enemies in front of you, you will come through this unscathed. The further to the right you are when you head to the bottom, the better. That way you can actually beat the flooding waters to the punch. And it is time for level 22, Santa's house. We are now back in the North Pole for some reason. Don't know why. But we're now back in the house-style area that we were at the very beginning of the game. And from here, there is a main path, but there are several side paths that you can also take to get some enemies and power-ups as well. You got the little roller skates that will move back and forth. All of these toy cars in this stage will take 2 hits to kill, and when you hit them once, they actually get a lot faster, so you definitely want to be careful. Also, the toy helicopters in this stage also fly left and right, just like the owls in Deep Down. So you want to keep that in mind too. And they're especially going to be around the candy cane ladders that you'll see in this stage. Now this thing, you just want to jump into it, and when you're at the end of the area that you want to be at, just jump in that direction to get off. They're not really that hard to use at all. And these baskets, just jump in one. You can use up and down to go up and down, and they don't stop on a dime either. They do slowly slow down. And I'm just going to take the slow way down here because I can. Alright. Now, there are a couple of things that we can do. Actually, the only thing we can do is go up. I was thinking there would be another alternate path or something, but I guess that was all for the first ladder in the stage then. Oh well. Now here, you want to be careful because there's a pit. And if you leap into it, you will die. Why Santa has a bottomless pit in his house, I will never know. But it's there. I mean, seriously, just look at it. And we got quite a few enemies to take on here. You also got a couple of helicopters that you want to avoid, too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna... No, okay. There we go. Alright. Had to line myself up to ensure that I could get the gift from that, but it was totally worth it. And you now want to go all the way up here. You can skip getting the anti-Santa if you want. I never really saw the use of the invincibility power-ups anyway. They were never really useful in this game for some reason. Also, this one has it has an enemy in it. That's right. And when you hit this box, you want to wait for the roller skate to come towards you before you hit it, so you can get the box out of that as well. And there's an enemy in there too. I'm assuming it was another Jack-in-the-Box. And there was a roller skate there. There's another elf that we managed to rescue. Some more spikes there. And we are pretty much nearing the end of the stage now. You can take this route all the way to the left if you want. I believe that's the way you want to go. Not sure if there's nothing to the right. You'll just go to the same way either way, but if you go to the left, you'll actually get another box with an elf in it. And we should be nearing the end of the stage now. And that guy was waiting for us, but thankfully we were able to see him a mile away and we were able to hit him. Don't even bother trying to hit that helicopter, we're already at the end. We got 2 levels left. One of them will obviously have a boss in it, and then once we beat that boss, it will be the end of the game. And it's not this one, because we are flying over the USA now. Next up will be the boss battle, and Jetpack Rat. Not as good as Rocket Dog, though, but I'll take what I can get. Now, this one isn't much harder than the other flying over stages, but the main thing you want to worry about avoiding are not those, not the helicopters, but the footballs. Because sometimes these things will be in groups of 3, and you'll have to do a lot of deft maneuvering in order to actually get away from them. I made that look easy. There we go. Once you know their flight patterns, they're really easy to deal with. Also, the last 3 chimneys are really hard to get. I can never time it right so I can get all 3 of them at once. You'll see what I mean when I reach the end. And we're getting real close to the end, so we won't have to deal with any more footballs, which is a good thing. 1. Oh my gosh, I did it. Oh, I was never able to do that in a practice run, and I finally managed to do it. And I had a sound strategy for doing it too, and it was what I thought it was all along, just staying all the way to the right as far as you could, and then just dropping them as soon as you were in range. KRLHG is the password for the final boss battle. Insert that, you can do the final boss battle at any time. And here are all these spaces for the little 24 days of chocolate Christmas. That star there in the 3rd row is the last one. And Mr. Weather, the final boss of the game. Now, he fights a little interestingly, and you also move interestingly. You can only move up and down, and you gotta stay on this cloud. Mr. Weather will try to zap you with his lightning bolts. You want to wait for them to completely pass over you, and you want him to zap one of these 3 clouds that are between you and him. When that happens, the one he zapped will flash. You want to attack that cloud in order to send a lightning bolt back at him. I believe it takes 8 hits to take down Mr. Weather once and for all, and end the game. I believe I'm on my 4th hit now. Remember, you want to keep track of where the lightning bolt is, so in case you try to move up from under it, it won't hit you. And sometimes it's hard to see if you're not paying attention. And I believe I have one more hit. I'm going to stay quiet for this. I like how they warped the oh no sound for his final death yell. That's nice. But when you beat Mr. Weather, you finally get this one screen ending where Santa has his boots off and he relaxes with Rudolph with his hot chocolate. Now Christmas has been saved, and all the kids around the world have received their presents. So Santa, his reindeer, and the elves may rest until next year. And next Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you. Even though I recorded this, like, the month after Christmas. Nevertheless, we have beaten the days before Christmas. And believe it or not, you can skip these credits, but I'm going to actually show them off. And I find it funny they call it Sunsoft Days Before Christmas. It was developed by Funcom. It's Funcom's Day Before Christmas. Come on. I'm guessing Olav Morkrid was the guy who converted the code, and Carl Hendrik Starstedt was the one who programmed the original Genesis version. Going from what I mentioned about the game in the very first video. And as you can tell, there's not a lot of people behind this game. Matter of fact, these credits are not very long at all. It is longer than Super Back to Future 2, which had only 7 people behind it. But they're still not that long at all. I mean, at least you actually see directors and vice chairmen and general managers and marketing directors and all that stuff. Okay, these credits were longer than I thought. And best regards, a special thanks. Whole bunch of one first names only, as well as Skynet. Why would you think Skynet? They brought us the Terminator who would come in time to come back here in time and try to destroy us through time travel, and I can't speak to save my life on this joke, and I just completely ruined it. Happy holidays from Sunsoft and Funcom, the end. And the credits loop, but if you press, if you press any button, you can go to the high score screen. You don't even have to watch the credits, you can just press B immediately. And here, you can actually insert your name. Remember, you have to press up to keep going down the alphabet. And when you hit your last letter, you want to press star button. That way, you can make sure, in case your name is Watercress, mine is... It doesn't end with 3 S's, because I accidentally did that in a practice run. And 1 start. Wasn't that hard to get the high score in that, and once you're done showing off your high score as well as pretty much marveling over it, press start to exit. You'll go back to the title screen, and you can go ahead and play the game all over again if you want. With that, that's going to wrap up Let's Play Days Before Christmas. What do I think about the game? Well, it's good for what it does. I mean, it's not the greatest game ever made. It's a very simple, fun affair. It's not the easiest game either, but the difficulty is manageable, even on normal. I'm pretty sure I could beat it on hard if I wanted to. And, well, that's pretty much it. Graphics are okay. Sound is okay. Gameplay is pretty good. You have to get used to the way Santa controls, because after all, he runs like he just trained for the Boston Marathon. But other than that, the game succeeds at doing what it's supposed to do, which is just be a fun, family-oriented, Christmas-themed platformer. Levels are kind of short. It's pretty easy, but what can you do? And that's pretty much my thoughts on this game. So, hopefully I'll be back with another game. Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching, and see you guys later!